are on. I weigh an actual ton. I'm getting sarcastic texts from Dugons who are taking selfies saying, "Hey, look at me and my much thinner than Mike family." I don't, so I'm going to go on this master cleanse diet, which it's not a diet. I'm going to do a master cleanse because I'm trying to clean out some of the poison that my parents left in my system when they sent me off to boarding school. No, I've done a pretty good job over the years, but there's still a few things, my Oscar acceptance speech, should I ever be there, is going to be, "Do you love me now, Dad?" So get a rough idea of where I'm coming from.
Well, we're live on YouTube. I'm just going to get
You're on the YouTube.
Started, Mike.
Currently sponsoring the NBA Finals.
Are they?
The YouTube.
Look at you being so fresh. So we start our show with a little bit of a sing-along. Mike sings our theme song. He knows the tune. He knows the words.
Anything to get my throat in shape before we do this? Any?
Mike, it's a truck driving themed show just for a little bit today. I mean, we got a truckload of comedians, and if you're gonna make throat jokes this early, like I thought we'd try to keep it clean at the start. There's nice people here.
Yeah, this is a truck show. It's not a truck stop show, Chuck. There's a distinction.
Right. Well, I already
most of the time those guys are in the cabs of their trucks, keeping America working.
All right. Well, listen, Firestone, I need you to lead the audience in a theme song.
Okay.
What we do, everybody. If you don't know, Mike is a Golden Globe winning comedy writer for popular television shows.
But not Oscar winning. Not Oscar winning.
Oscar winning. If he was an Oscar winning, award winning writer.
Wait a minute, I thought James Longstar's last show here was last Monday.
It
Made a
was.
similar remark about me.
Hey, gang, this isn't a presidential debate, so let's not interrupt each other.
Did you mute now?
Mike,
okay.
I'm going to ask you to just sing along. Everybody, you follow the bouncing Golden Globe, which apparently is not an Oscar.
Not a presidential debate. Come on,
everybody.
Come on, everybody.
It's all a bunch of malarkey. Malarkey.
It's
time for the apocalypse.
Apocalypse.
We invited
all our friends.
And you can sing along, everybody.
All my exes live in Texas. That's
Good
friends like you.
Good
friends like you.
So come on, everybody.
Come on, everybody.
Come on, everybody.
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 Come on.
It's time. What time is it? Time for
It's time for
Apoca. Apoca dot dot dot. Apoca dot dot dot. Dot dot dot.
Apoca.
It's time Apocalypse comedy show.
Apocalypse comedy show.
Oh.
If you knew the Apocalypse comedy show, there's
and look, it says 30-something woman still single because all the men are bad.
right. A hot crowd here tonight, packed inside the Apocalypse. So we'll get you checked
There's
in.
a stewardess being followed by a flight attendant.
Right, and those of
Please
you
make sure that you stop by their ticket vending machines where I believe this is JoJo Jokes a Lot. Is that her name?
right, little Annie. And don't forget, we've paid your fees, so no fees when you purchase tickets with us.
Absolutely. This is Gladys Frolicky,
Our cash
Guinness Book of World Records holder and cashier for our show.
And so we'll just give her a moment. She's got everybody checked in. She's the fastest checker in Louisville, Kentucky at the Bardstown Road.
In the world.
Piggly
She won
Wiggly.
the award. You remember?
100.
Tell everybody what the other award she won. Also
Well,
Guinness Book of World Records.
Also, she's also the fastest checker at the Bardstown Road, Piggly Wiggly. She can check out a line of grocery store customers
Yep.
and half the staff.
Yes, all in the space of one customer.
Right, she's talented. She likes to say thanks to our VIPs today. Definitely, Stacy Sanders.
If it wasn't for a girl like Gladys Frolicky, a
Uh,
lot of those guys that you see in the parking lot pushing the carts back into the store would still be virgins.
Right. Look, I bring this up. If you purchased the general admission ticket and Gladys was curt, something about like balcony seating and just rushing you up there. Apologize. She's a little bit, the New England Patriots didn't play today. And when that happens, Gladys is a grumpy. So
Sure is.
either way, one thing Gladys likes to make sure we do is talk about elevating connections. Our terrific sponsor charity. We had Stacy speak a moment ago, but we've popped onto the YouTube there, Stacy. So I'm hoping I can get you to just speak real briefly about elevating connections. We'll talk a little bit more during the show. But go ahead if you could, please.
Absolutely. Hello, everybody. Hello, YouTube land. I am the founder and executive director of Elevating Connections. We do two things. We reunite siblings separated in foster care, which is a thing. They, the kids that we work with are suffer abuse and neglect in their homes, and they sometimes are separated from each other for a variety of reasons. And we offer programming and support throughout the year. And then we also raise youth voice through our Empowering Youth Expressions program, spoken word, and this fall comedy song art, and all sorts of ways for them to express themselves and connect with each other. And I will talk more about all of that a little bit later on. So thanks so much for letting me speak, and looking forward to the show.
Yep.
Stacy works, in foster care and with youth, at-risk youth. So our job is to make her laugh. And we dig that. So, and we bring it up this early, and when you check out, because we donate 10% of ticket sales to Stacy's terrific charity, and we also do that with virtual events, and that's helped Stacy come up with money for things like the birthday party. Just as we get the show started, Stacy, Chef Mark Scapone of our virtual event center,
My favorite chef.
very good guy, keeps
He
pushing
is.
salads on me, and he's just been working on your birthday party. We'll chat a little bit more, but we should launch into today's episode, a trucker themed episode called Conroy. So I think Mike will get our VIPs seated down in the front row. Don't forget, no, they don't wear masks, and neither do they up in the balcony. That's where Mike's friends from Michigan.
Yeah. We don't believe in COVID-19, but we do believe in heavy breathing up in the balcony. So keep that in mind, ladies and gentlemen. And 7-2. Do you know what that means? 7-2.
What's that, Mike?
That was how badly my soccer team got beat today. The world champion.
So game
You
on.
own a soccer team?
Everybody else, can anybody else say anything whiter than that? Okay. The gauntlet has been thrown.
Yeah, well, okay. I'm just going to be saying more and more white things as the show goes on.
Right. Well, there's.
Oh, hey, look at me. There's my avatar.
I definitely see you, Mike.
And
And
Chuck is doing everything he can to flatter me in the avatar, making me look 50 years older than I am, giving me Snidely Whiplash's mustache, and of course, the ego of somebody who carries his award around everywhere he goes. And I appreciate Chuck for doing that, because you know why? Because I have a big ego, and I would just feel too good about myself if I didn't do this show every week. Thank you, Chuck.
right, you're welcome, buddy.
Namaste. Namaste. What is it? Namaste. Namaste. Is it namaste? I don't know.
Right.
Namaste.
What's can I get you to maybe turn your video on? What happened there? It seems like your video is on.
Oh, you could get me to turn my video on, but that guy's a hell of a lot better looking than I am. That's the thing.
Right.
Yeah, here's
Right. You know.
Pardon me? I'm sorry, I didn't hear what you said, Emily. I'm sure it was hurtful, so congratulations.
Right.
You shortened an old man's life.
Right. Your jokes make a lot more sense if everybody can see the grumpy old man.
You know what? I'm pretty sure that I could make it in radio as a grumpy old man, to be honest with you. But I'll take you. You know what? I'll take your word for it. And my picture is on now. As you can see, the magnificent silver fox
Right.
hairline that I have. And look,
Looking good, buddy. You put the on and
the
curmudgeon.
mask.
Oh, that's nice.
It's you with your mask.
Yep.
Did you sew that yourself?
Middle-aged Clint Eastwood. Take it off. You kids get off my property.
You're Clint Eastwood.
I knew it was going to be a funny day today. I went to the creek, and that's how I start most days. And as soon as I got to the water, I saw a duck, and a goose. So I ran. I really didn't know what else to do. But that joke works every time, Mike. It's like
Well, it should. It should.
it's like a joke. It's like a vote for Corey Gardner. Gets a laugh every time. Okay.
Well, yeah. it's-
Come on, buddy.
No, it does. It does. He's a laughable person. There's no question about it.
We have a giant show ahead, but I just
Oh,
need
God.
a spot on funny mood. Any jokes you need to get off your chest from the start, and then
Yep.
quick story. We'll introduce hot roster of comedians.
Just-
We have shit to give away to the audience later.
Yep.
This is gonna be a fun hour.
This is going to be fun till our daddy takes the microphone away.
Right, and brand new Zoom tools, Mike, which apparently have the two of us on screen at the same time. That's
What?
the new deal.
That is incredible. I'm glad to
We're
hear
all
that.
done using Zoom. I feel really happy for us. So Mike, any other jokes, or shall I bring on about our sponsors and commit with the stories?
Oh, you know what? I'll just sprinkle them in from time to time. You know. Oh, hey. I thought I was a hack comic when I woke up this morning screaming, "What's the deal with cats and dogs?" I don't know what it is. I think I'm regressing as the years go on. So I'm just going to sprinkle them in from time to time.
Okay. All right. Then sprinkles. I will take my jokes with sprinkles, please. Mike, we do have a sponsor today. The sponsor is Plan to Vote.
Oh, God.
If you could, everybody, that's the sponsor's really been appreciating.
Let me
Everybody,
tell you how I feel about that.
all right.
There you
You
go.
plan to vote in all 50 states, right, Mike?
I have voted
you.
in all 50 states.
Right. Mike is voting in union elections. He's voted for town crier in Beverly.
I was McClellan all the way in 1860. Read a book, people. I'm not going to explain these to you. You're going to have to know what I'm talking about.
Right. Mike, real quick, just to point out, this is the Colorado Comedy Show's virtual event center.
It
Our
sure
writing.
is.
This
This is
Mike
where the
and
magic happens, people. The
Right.
comedy room, huh?
and
All the
Mike,
people in Denver that are funnier than us and us are in this room
right
right now.
a gorgeous view of the Rockies, and
Except for one thing, Chuck.
I'll go back, Mike.
Oh, yeah, you should go back. You should go back because I keep telling you and you keep not listening.
Right.
There's a beautiful view, especially out the
Yeah, I
center
think
of
it's
the bay
fun.
window, and you're
I-
blocking it with that hideous. Whoa, is it hideous or
I
is
think
it?
it's hideous, Mike. It looks to
something very
be
good.
fragile. That is a fragile trophy award.
Oh, must
It's
be
a
Italian.
major award.
It's a major
A
award.
major award. Yeah.
And happens to be my Kennedy Center award for innovative
Yeah.
teaching. So
That's what it is. You know, every week in between shows, I forget.
right. I try to leave it right there in the middle, Mike. So that way
Yeah,
you
I
won't miss
know.
it.
It looks like you were giving it a hot foot this week. It's a little red underneath there.
You can bring it up. This week, Mike, we wanted to take the audience on just a little bit of a trip in the Colorado Comedy Show's tour bus. And we thought we'd go on Route 66 And
Yep.
Mike, I'm going to take us all the way to the Route 66 Museum in Victorville, California. So buckle
We're
up.
gonna get our kicks here. We're gonna this is the actual road that I drove on to nurse my father through his final illness. So it's got a lot of happy memories for me.
Right. So here's, this reminds me of driving across the United States and getting to this portion of the country and realizing why tourism struggles.
Yep,
That's-
absolutely. This is actually the mall in most of the Midwestern states.
That was Cuervo, New Mexico, Mike. Population 62. I'd like just a quick adventure. So I thought today we'd take you to inside the Route 66 Museum in California. This is Victorville, California. And
Oh, yes.
before we get to our super hot lineup of comedians, Jake Hovis is here, a giant in Denver comedy, and he's going to lead off the show. Jonathan is here. James Longshore will be up shortly. But let's go inside the Route 66 Museum, Mike.
I can't wait.
Right,
Everybody watch your step getting off the bus.
right. Please be careful. And then,
And if you see George Maharrison there, will you just give him a little shout out, huh? He stands there with a bunch of 8x10s, hoping people will remember who he is.
right. And then
And-
it's just one joke right there, Mike. It looks like a Walmart inside. That's it. What can I do? What can I do? Mike, we have just a super awesome lineup of comedians. So I'm going to bring out our first guest of all of our guests. Would you please welcome Jake Hovis with a giant round of applause.
New comic
Yeah.
walk into a show.
Yeah.
It's Jake Hovis.
Oh, fun. Yes, two merged. There's actually a man inside me operating me like a mecha. Whatever. Okay.
Voltron the
fun.
comic.
Yeah. I didn't hear that, but that's okay. It wasn't funny anyway. So, two pigs walk into a. I'm joking.
No.
I'm not doing that. I just got out of concussion protocol like super
Oh.
recently.
Really? Wow.
Yeah. It's because I of a ceiling fan was the problem. Like I didn't stand up into the fan. There's a fan behind me right now, but I was taking my shirt off, and I hit my hand touched the fan, and
Yeah.
it scared me so bad that I punched myself in the head real hard. I like literally saw stars. So because I mean, like touching the ceiling fan with your hand isn't that big of a deal, but it'll scare you. We don't expect it. I went to Haiti a couple of years. I've been to Haiti 3 times, each for a week. I always take like a group of high school students. Last time I was in Haiti, like the big thing is we got to be on malaria medicine, which is nutty, right? Because the malaria medicine has this intense side effect that you'll have incredibly vivid dreams. Most vivid dreams I've ever had are in Haiti. So I'm like go-karting with Carl Malone and then wake up in Haiti. It's weird. Like I swear I'm there. I'm just giving it to the mailman. Anyway. But one of the little teenage girls on the trip is like, oh, I'm not taking any of the malaria medicine. I've got essential oils.
No.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Like lavender is going to keep malaria off of you. I don't know how that works,
Yeah.
but she's dead now.
She's the president's physician.
I think she's alive. I don't know. Yeah. So when I was growing up, went to a church a lot of church going for me. I remember when we would go to a new church, the people were very excited to see me because it's like, hey, we got a new Goliath. They're always a big fan of that.
Gotta have a spring play.
Yeah, I got to have a spring play for sure. In high school, I got into Grand Theft Auto, which was pretty frowned upon, right? Because at a certain point, you just stop playing the game and just start murdering random people. And then you go to youth group. So that was my high school experience. they gave out those WWJD bracelets, and they also had people in the church selling Mary Kay. Like, this doesn't seem right. So I actually read my bracelet and whipped them all out. Drove them out of the church. No money changers here. Fun time. I was preaching not too long ago at a church, and one lady didn't silence her cell phone, and her ringer was a duck quacking. It doesn't really help your confidence when a duck quacks. But you know, I just let it roll right off my back.
Did you put it on your bill?
Oh, Mike, I got the puns just for you. Hey, I have a buddy who trained a shark, and he's like, you can train sharks. Did you know this? You can train sharks. The only thing is you have to train them just like regular dogs or you know, dolphins or whatever. Like, you have to give them a food whenever they do something that you want them to do. In the case of a shark, you have to give them a seal of approval. Seal of approval. Yes. Fantastic. I was at a comedy show, and me and my wife were there, and a comic mentions juggalos. And my wife turns to me, he's like, "What's a juggalo?" And now I have to explain what a juggalo is. That's like the hardest thing you could possibly. It's like a Renaissance festival with a lot of anger. Right? They like music, but it's really bad. It's not really quite music. They're just, you know, outcasts, but they love, you know, orange soda. I don't know how to describe juggalos. It's tough. It's a tough putt. But I knew today was the 10-4, the trailer truck, semi-truck, 18-wheeler show, and I got some jokes right for Mike Langworthy. We're gonna try this. Let's see. This is ridiculous. Hey, girl, are you an 18-wheeler? Because I'm in you for the long haul.
Okay.
Hey, girl, are you an 18-wheeler? Because you look like you should have a fat guy inside you.
Oh.
Oh my God.
Hey, girl, are you an 18-wheeler? Because you got a lot of miles. Hey, girl, you an 18-wheeler? Because you look weird in the city. And you make the earth shake. Trailer, I hardly know her. All right. I got two more for you. I like my ladies like I like my 18-wheelers. Idling at a rest stop. There we go. This is my last one. I like my ladies like I like my 18-wheelers. Filled with prepackaged foods. All right, thanks, guys.
Oh my God, Jake Hovis, ladies and gentlemen. Oh, whoa.
Oh.
Keep on trucking.
I really
Um,
stop it, Mike.
He's all right, that Jake Hovis. He's okay.
Right.
Oh my
The
God.
guy who's been to Haiti 3 times. Can you imagine what kind of primordial soup courses through that guy's veins after 3 trips to Haiti?
It's chunky.
He can actually infect you with Ebola virus with a look. That's what's going on with him now. Hey, you know what, Chuck?
How about it?
We've got all kinds of show tonight. We
Yes,
do.
It's an incredible lineup.
It's just it's an array is what it is. It's like, you ever see one of those things where they have like, you know, just satellite dishes all over the place? An array of satellite dishes? That's what we've got. We have an array. We have acres and acres of comedians with their metal faces placed, you know, right in the sun looking at the sky.
For
So
sure.
watch them now. Watch them tonight before they lose their sight.
Watch and let you introduce our next comedian.
I'm going to, and just to give you a heads up, I don't know if it's just me, but you sound like you're a little bit off mic, or your volume's a little low. So,
Well, I'm just trying to underwhelm next to you, Mike.
yeah, no, you could just be as loud as you want because it's going to happen either way. Oh, you know, we don't just have comics from the Denver area here. Oh no, I know what you're thinking, Mike. Do you have comics just from the Denver area? I don't know why you're asking that question because I already answered it, but you are. So I'm going to say no, we don't. We don't even have people that are just from North America. That's right. We have guys who are, you know, spending as much time as they can in the Caribbean for no apparent reason. And then we've got this guy who's coming to us from Romania.
Yeah.
And his name is James Longshore. Please give him a round of applause.
I will give him a round of applause. I will. I don't even know how much time I have tonight because nobody called me, and this is my phone. So obviously I'm the type of person that needs to get called.
You know, they may have called you and you just don't know it.
They may have called Ghostbusters, but who calls Ghostbusters anymore? You text them or like, you know, drop a pin with your location. Who's going to call Ghostbusters? Oh, yes. Thank you, that delay. I love it. It warms me.
It's all right.
So how much time do I have, Mike?
5 minutes.
You have 5 minutes.
I have, that's all? How am I supposed to time that? Starting now, right?
Yeah.
I don't know, man. It's
Why
I don't know
not?
what they use for time in Romania. A calendar, maybe?
The metric system. The metric system, so you wouldn't know anything about it.
Okay. Very good.
I'm bantering again. I've got to stick to my set. That's
It's all right. Well, why don't we work it this way, James? Do your set, and when you're done, we'll bring the next comic up. How about that?
I don't think there will be time for that. I don't.
Right. 4 centimeters to go.
No, we'll just take out all the laughs like we did last week when you were on.
There were laughs? Wait, there were laughs? Why didn't I hear them?
Oh yeah. Well, it was just our little prank, our little James Longshore former.
You know what? This is
country
getting
prank.
gangbusters. Let's just, I can't even do any better. Let's just send it to the next guy. Thank you, guys.
No, come on, James, you're doing great. We're just having fun, man. We're just having fun here. Look, I'm
It's just
slapping
like,
Langworthy.
it's the 10-4 theme, you know, like the whole trucker theme. Like, I'm more of a 10-4-20 guy, which is what I thought. Wait. It is 10-4-20. Once in a lifetime. Once in a millennium.
Oh yes.
Oh, no shit. Oh, that's hilarious.
Get to be 10 times as high today. Is that right?
Sure, 10 times as high as I am every day. Anyway, I really don't know how I can top this.
Hey, don't worry about it, man. Just tell your jokes. Don't worry about it.
Well, you know, my jokes are more, they're not so much trucker as they are Trumper. I don't know if anybody's in the mood,
Okay.
you know.
That's all right.
We've
Maybe your
been
last
told
chance to tell him.
into a false sense of security over the last 4 years, but it is still possible that Trump is the Antichrist. It is. Because like, that's why he's that color. It's like faded red of the devil, you know, and yellow, orange of hellfire, which proves that the Antichrist can get COVID. But seriously though, I like how Trump and Melania, they do things together. It's inspiring. You know, they have like an airtight agreement where it's like, we're going to make the most tremendous show of unity in public. And then you go fuck who you want and I fuck who I want. And then they shook on it and that's how they gave each other COVID. But it's Pence I'm worried about because I am praying that Trump makes it through, that he recovers so that Pence doesn't become president. But Pence is probably praying that he does die so that he becomes president. And I'm a weird joke, but Pence is an even weirder joke, you know? And God likes weird jokes. So I don't know. I really should be saving this material for an open mic. I don't know. Are we open tonight, Mike?
Yes,
Are we-
we absolutely are.
Anyway, I'm so happy the apocalypse is here finally, because I always said I will sleep when I'm dead, and I'm tired. So real quick, you guys know that I'm an actor. I just wanted to give you an update, and that I got they cast me in the part of rapey guy, just from my
Great,
picture.
sir.
You heard about this. And now this movie is making the festival circuit, right? It's like playing all over the prestigious festival circuit. And my co-star in my scene, Vanessa Kirby, just won the Best Actress prize at Venice Film Festival.
Yeah.
You heard? Thank you, thank you. You know why? Because I was so convincing as rapey guy. I'm giving myself a bad reputation, but it's all over the festival circuit. It's in Spain and even Russia, you know, but I can't go because of the restrictions. Nobody wants to let rapey guy into their country. And I could go to Russia, but the world could collapse completely at any minute. And the last place you want to be when that happens is Russia. Although I do have problems with Putin, I'm upset with him, and I'm going to tell him to his face one day before I die. I mean, right before I die. But I just want to mention Michael Jackson for a minute. And the humanitarian, not the child molester, you know, the one that came to Romania.
Right.
There is actually, and this is not a joke, and I pray you don't laugh, but there is a children's playground named after Michael Jackson in Bucharest.
Really?
Yes. Anyway, my point is I love his song, Man in the Mirror. You guys ever heard Man in the Mirror?
Sure.
Yeah.
I've been talking with the man in the mirror, and I've been asking if he'll change his ways, and he's like, no, not going to do that. And then I go get another gram of Coke. Can of Coke. Can of Coke. Speaking of Coke, the drink, not the drug, and I'll just say this before I go. I just heard this week, Lana Del Rey, she has some lyrics in her song that goes, my pussy tastes like Pepsi.
Hold on.
And yeah, I know, right? I don't know if that's how it goes. I just read the lyrics. I didn't listen to the song, but but who knew? Lana Del Rey, not my type. I'm a Coke man. Guys, thank you. I don't know if that's my time. I don't know if you enjoyed
Yes,
our time.
it is your
together,
time.
but hey, I love you guys.
We ripped the fabric of the time-space continuum for
And
you.
Back to the future.
With
Yes.
that phone, who knew you were a Coke dealer?
Exactly.
Yeah. It's
So I'll
actually,
need- have your people
brand
call
name
my
is Burner.
Nice.
The brand name on that phone is Burner. And just to expand a couple of things that he was saying, what he forgot to let you know that the only way you're allowed to travel internationally if you're a rapey guy is if you travel on Air Force One.
Oh, nice. Yes.
And am I the only one, show of hands, am I the only one that was shocked that Trump and Melania had spent enough time together to both test positive?
Yeah.
for COVID? I mean, that's like, how did that even happen, right?
Trump joke.
Their kid doesn't have it.
Trump jokes
She
are
said, you got a
rapid.
tiny little button mushroom dick, you asshole. Yeah. Ooh. Now we both got it, bitch. And incidentally, don't go to Russia at the end of the world because they're already living the apocalypse right now. I've been there. Trust me on that. Our next performer, Chuck, do you want to bring her up or do you want me to bring her up?
You can bring her up, buddy.
Oh, great. This is somebody that I first met back. Remember when we all used to go outside and see each other before we were all Punxsutawney Phil? That's a Groundhog Day reference for those of you that are scoring.
Love it.
When we used to be able to go out, Elaine at that time ran a wonderful show at a place that used to be called The Growler, has a new name. I'm sure she'll tell you, because I believe they have started doing shows again there, or at least had started at one point. And she also used to come and do the mic that Chuck and I did at another restaurant that is no longer with us. But at any rate, she's really delightful, wonderful, funny, intelligent, all of the things that intimidate me in a woman. So please put your hands together for Lisa Lane.
Hey, you guys, thank you for having me. Look where I am. I'm so excited. Do you see? I'm in my car and I'm getting ready because after this, I'm taking off. This 10-4, this long haul trucker has inspired me to remember that I have always been inspired by long haul truckers. Okay. This is a dream from childhood. And I thank you for reminding me. I was a little girl in Eastern Washington, very rural farm country, wheat farmers. And so I would stand out in the front of my yard and do this all day long. You know, the pull. Yeah. And the long haul truckers would go by and they heard me. I felt seen. It was like a connection to something so much bigger than myself. You understand? I was in a little town where nothing happened and those guys would go by in those big rigs. What were they carrying? And they were surely a portal to another world. They were going to like Walla Walla. They were going to like Spokane. Stuff happened, you guys. Okay. So like for a long time, I've had this, but then I just realized you guys brought this up and you told me that this was a theme for the show 10-4. And I thought, hell yeah, the whole world is broken. And being a long haul trucker right now seems even more like freedom than it did when I was a kid. Now, when I was a kid, I thought it represented that freedom and dreams and, you know, dreams coming true and possibility. I didn't know that at my age in this economy, it would all be about student loan debt and broken, shattered dreams. You know, I didn't know how bitter I was going to get. But now, okay, I've been quarantined for 6 months with teenagers, you guys. Okay, I don't, being a long haul trucker sounds to me, I'm about to leave. It sounds to me, I just want some time on the road, like no one else talking, right? Sounds like silence. Sounds like the smell of only my farts in the cab. I don't know if you know any teenagers. I have 2 teenage boys. They smell like hockey bags and Axe body spray combination. That's what I live with. I don't know if you know any teenagers. My kids, you guys, they're so stupid. I mean, they're so stupid. They're full of hope. They think they can save the world, turtles and the world, and they live in hope. And that's why I love them. But it's because they're stupid. Their frontal lobes have not formed. They fall out of their chairs for no reason. You understand? They get their news from TikTok, you guys.
Yeah.
Okay, my son can solve a Rubik's Cube in like 17 seconds, but he cannot solve the puzzle of how to replace a roll of toilet paper. Okay? He's a varsity pitcher. He can hit the strike zone with that baseball way more often than he can hit the laundry basket with his socks. I'm just saying. I can do this all day. I can do it all day. That's what it's like to live. They've been at home. They're like feral animals, right? We're all caged up together. The one thing they need is to be away from me, and I need the same. I mean, okay, the thing about teenagers is that it just like sneaks up on you so fast. Oh God, you guys, I swear to God, 1 minute, my son was saying things to me like, Mama, I love the everything of you. And I swear to God, the next day, Mom, you know what I hate about how you breathe? I'm living with. It's just disorienting. I mean, they change overnight. Like those sweet little babies that we brought home, they are just gone, replaced like medieval fucking changelings in the night by versions of my children. You understand? Versions like hairier, angrier, smellier, just garbage versions of my children. I can't take it. I can't take it anymore. You guys, okay. 1 minute, they just change overnight. I'm like, 1 minute, my kid was like reading Magic Treehouse books under the covers with his little flashlight, you know? The next day, I swear to God, I'm finding my Victoria's Secret catalogs under his bathroom sink. You know, you should see his girlfriend. Okay, they do live in hope. My son believes he is going to marry his girlfriend, you guys. Whitney, his girlfriend, Whitney. She does a lot of whippets. He plays harmonica in an indie band, you guys. I have seen what this girl can do with her tongue, okay? That's my son. That's my son. Whitney, back off. She wears a lot of body glitter and not a lot of anything else. Okay. It just makes me worry. I lose sleep over this. Okay. And then one night my son and Whitney were out and the cell phone goes dead, the tracker on their phone. Right. So I'm losing sleep now. Shit. I can't sleep. Obviously my son is also dead. His phone's dead or he's dead. I listen to a lot of true crime podcasts to tune out from my family. You understand? That's another reason I think it would be good to be a long haul trucker. Really, I could just listen to true crime podcasts all day long. Nobody to interrupt me. I'm going to do it. Okay, so they're gone. They're missing. They're missing at 2 a.m. and I'm freaking out. You know, really, you get to that point as a parent where it's like you go, my son is either ditching class or he's lying in a ditch. And if he's just blowing me off, he better be lying in a ditch, you know, really. That'd be really better for his health. No, I apologize. I'm not worried that he's blowing me off. I'm worried he's getting blown by that Whitney. Okay, 2 a.m. I call Whitney's mom. I'm freaking out. Well, evidently this woman does not listen to the same podcasts I do. Because she's not concerned. She's not worried. She goes, oh, Lisa, maybe it's a big misunderstanding. I mean, my daughter's cell phone died and they were at Allie's house and then they went over to Terrence's house. And it's a big misunderstanding. It's a complicated story. I mean, either my daughter's a really good liar or, your daughter's a really good liar, bitch. Come on, wise up. That's her job. It's her job. Okay, well, then the daddy finds them. He finds his GPS. He does some intel. And these kids are evidently between 2 and 3 in the morning in an abandoned parking lot. Again, Whitney's mom. Lisa, maybe it's a big misunderstanding. What could they be doing there? What could be open there between 2 and 3 in the morning? Leg. Yeah, you know the joke. Legs could be open. You have to stay frosty, you guys. We got to stay on top of it with these teenagers. So that's it. I'm hitting the road. I've had it. I can't take it anymore. They're all in quarantine. My son the other day, I saw him finish his homework remotely, and when I see the 0 in the grade book, and I said, why couldn't you just submit that? Like, press the fucking Google Classroom button, submit your work. And when he tells me, I don't know, Mom, he's not lying. He doesn't know. I gotta go. I'm worried about being on the road, you guys. I'm just gonna take off. I'm telling you, at the end of no one will notice I'm missing. I am worried because I do know the propensity for rear view mirror, look at myself at my age. I'm gonna see the chin hairs, is what I'm saying. You catch a glimpse in the rear view mirror of these glistening whiskers. I don't know if you guys don't know about that. Women, it's like a ninja attack on my face at this age, okay? It wasn't there yesterday. And here it is, just glistening in the sun. Do you know the minimum for locks of love? Is that still a thing? Because I could be a philanthropist. 2 chin hairs a week, easily, right? They just sneak up on me. And here I am. I'm going to be out in the road. I don't have my tweezers. I never have my tweezers with me. I change bags for the season, you know. So what do I do? What am I going to do? Well, you know what I do. Go ahead and try to pull that chin hair with my fingers, right? Just pull it. Yeah. And then it curls up like ripple tide on a birthday package, right? I mean, I am worried about that. I'm also worried about being on the road we're a little worried about being on the road because I'm gonna have to sink down to the rest of you Americans and wipe my ass with toilet paper again. Here's the right before the shutdown, I did the smartest thing ever. It was back in the day before I lost all my work in March, and I was living large, and so I bought that best bidet toilet seat on the market, best money could buy. Take that, toilet paper wars. I'm winning the apocalypse, right? Well, see, the thing is, you guys, that bidet is so nice because, I mean, I've got the teenagers, pain in my ass. I've got an ex-husband, pain in my ass. And at my age, I have actual hemorrhoids, pain in my ass. So I don't know. I think I can make it. I think I can get through. But yeah, I'm just going to go ahead and open the garage door here and head out to the road. Great. Thanks for having me. Thanks for the inspiration. Mike Langworthy for Town Crier every time.
Thanks for being there. Thanks for coming in. I appreciate that.
I'm out.
Love the glasses. How's the welding job going?
The what?
Welding job.
Yeah, the welding. Yeah, I know. That's what I'm doing. I dress for it. Hey, my show at Growler Greg's Tavern doesn't happen anymore because it wasn't.
Take that as a lesson, everybody. Teenage girls only have teenage girls, because teenage boys, you start watching true crime as porn. That's what you want to do to them. Just so you know, I want to bring our next guy up right away. He flew in from having a career, and boy, is his bank account tired. Wonderful guy. I've known him for a long time. You may have seen him if you've been to these shows before. He's very funny, and I like him a lot. Please welcome Jonathan Solomon. Jonathan Solomon.
Everybody. Hiya. Great to be here. So I just wrote down a few notes about how the news is moving so fast. So I just wrote down a few notes to tell you how I'm feeling. By the way, a few notes means I worked about all day on jokes, but I don't like to say that I actually did that. So notes, they're actually jokes. So if you haven't been keeping up with the news, there's a lot to keep up with. Bad news is just really, I mean, literally, seriously, if you haven't been keeping up with the news, this happened in like the last 3 hours. Is Trump took a ride in the SUV around Washington near Walter Reed, which is bad news and good news. It's bad news for the Secret Service agents who may have gotten COVID because of the enforced space. But the good news is for those, because a lot of us weren't sure because he wasn't getting updates from the doctor. So the good news is he's still well enough to act like a complete dick. I was wondering why he took the trip, and I think it's pretty obvious. Have you seen the videos he's done? He's not wearing his makeup. Yeah, he really, because he looks like a white guy now, and I don't understand. He's the president. You would think someone would be willing to go down to the gift shop for some Mary. So I think what happened was he said, "I have to get out of here so we can stop off at Sephora." I had to Google that, but I actually Googled the place. Anyway, so I want to tell you, last week I wore a t-shirt as a theme. Last week I wore a vacation t-shirt just to remind us all when we used to vacation. This is, let me get the screen right so you can see it. This is, it says Mormons for Obama. It was sort of a funny t-shirt. My friend of mine, comedian, printed up when Obama was running against Romney, and it's just nostalgic to think back when that was what was upsetting. Like maybe the president will be a Mormon. So I don't really have a joke on that. I just thought we'd all think back. What did I want to say? Oh, first of all, I just want to say Ruth Bader Ginsburg's now been dead for 2 weeks. I'm still upset about that. I'm just going to revisit what I said last week. I don't see why the Ginsburg family had to tell us she was dead. They could have done the Weekend at Ginsburg's thing and just sort of move her around. January 21st, and it would have worked fine because she's a judge, so if they couldn't speak, if they couldn't get her to say anything, she's thinking. I think that's the wrong word. What does a judge do? Somebody heckled with the answer. What do judges do?
Deliberate.
She's deliberating. She's deliberating. So I'm upset. I was really upset that they just didn't, keep that the down low. Anyway, so as far as Trump goes, just quickly, Trump bugs me but not so much. What really bugs me is all the reporters on the news or the talking heads on the news who say stuff like, shockingly, like there'll be some conspiracy theory, but like something basic, like NASA is run by the back of a pizzeria by 2 pedophiles and a Jew. Quick digression. That gave the sense that the Venn diagram of Jews couldn't include pedophiles, and I didn't mean to say that. I'm Jewish, I'm not trying to defend the tribe. My name is Solomon, as you know, Jewish name. That's my show business.
Accountants for pedophiles, sure.
Yeah. My actual Jewish name, I changed it to Solomon to be less Jewish for show business. My given Jewish name is Menachem ben Hanukkah. So anyway, so I'm just upset with the people who say, amazingly or surprisingly, Trump refused to distance himself from something. Like, are these reporters do they refuse to just get anything? They're just unclear on who people are. Like, are they like walking out and hitting on nuns? What are they doing with their time? Asking babies for directions? Like, are they attempting to sell Amway products to meth heads? Hey, buddy, your teeth are falling out because you got to get the neutral light. Anyway, maybe they go to Fatburger and go, so today, what's today's tofu? Anyway, or they go to Jeopardy and go, I have the answer. Alex, I have the answer. That's Jeopardy. So anyway, Zoom is, Zoom. I meant to say COVID and I called it Zoom. So my family is still doing the Zoom get-togethers. We have one Friday night, and those have been, I don't know about you folks, but if you found that like odd, you start learning more about your family than you really want to know. 3 weeks ago, I suddenly had this epiphany. I went, oh, no wonder cousin Randy's always been so much fun. She's an alcoholic. I thought she slept on the lawn because she was outdoorsy. I had it totally wrong. But things are improving. Let's be positive, folks. Let's look back. Now you can go to the think back 6 months ago, I'd go to the supermarket to get water, and I'd come home with Schweppes Club Soda. I go to the supermarket to get toilet paper. I'd come home with 3 boxes of Melita coffee filters. I go to the supermarket for chicken breasts, vegetables, and end up fighting with the guy in the frozen food aisle for the half-open box of jalapeno chicken hot pockets on pretzel bread. You get the feeling I'm reading these off my computer screen? Anybody?
Yeah.
So I did. Some good things happened at Ralph. I met a woman at Ralph's. We both had our masks on, but I was. We flirted with our masks on, and I think I sort of impressed her because I misled her. I wanted to think I was very wealthy, which I'm not. So I bought 3 rolls of paper towels. So anyway, I'm looking forward to our date or our Zoom date because now I'll find out what she looks like. So as far as my dating life, someone mentioned something before that made me think of my dating life, which is I did date. Well, no. I was going to say I dated a Victoria's Secret model. No, not really. I came close to dating a Victoria's Secret model. I dated a Malaysian seamstress. She was visiting LA looking for a better sweatshop. So that was the closest. A friend of mine was dating, right before COVID, a friend of mine was dating a stripper. And Mike actually knows who this is. I don't mean to open the show up for jump in and say, but anyway, he wasn't really dating her. What he was doing was he would go to the strip club and he would oh, how much time? Oh, I'm over.
Yeah,
I'm over. Oh, well, we'll
let you know.
tell you about our mutual friend dating the stripper next time. Just let's everybody be positive. It could be worse. You could be a writer on the Drew Barrymore show.
Oh.
I was hoping you would mention the Drew Barrymore show.
That was for you, Mike. I was headed there the whole fucking time. That was
it was absolutely perfect.
Barrymore thing.
It was absolutely perfect as far as I'm concerned, man. Hey.
Man.
Let's talk about our thank yous and stuff, huh? Shall we? Jonathan Solomon, one more round of applause for him. Chuck has been doing this masterful job of running the show and switching around so we get a chance to see the people enjoying the acts. You would have been able to see that, James, except, well, it's something to do with the cameras. Anyway, let's move on to what we're talking about.
We have fun shows coming up.
I
Mike
know how to
Laugh
work
Boat is
YouTube.
coming up October 11th. So Laugh Boat in just 1 week.
Oh my God. I'm really looking forward to Laugh Boat. I have to tell you.
New Year's Eve is on sale, so we're gonna do the ApocaLips at New Year's Eve, 7 p.m. So early. But we will do version at the midnight hour.
Yep.
But the midnight hour is really going to happen at 8 o'clock because Mike and I want to go to bed. I'm not staying up past midnight.
You know, it's sort of like drinking. You know, it's got to be 5 o'clock somewhere. It's got to be midnight somewhere.
Yeah. I think literally in the middle of the Atlantic. It has. It's
5.
nowhere.
It's 5 a.m. Does that count?
It's going to be goddamn fun.
Yeah, it does count, Jay. John.
Virtual pub theater battles are coming up. The Dirty Christmas show is coming up in November. Just a reminder, we broadcast on YouTube, so if you'd like to see some of the episodes, the older shows are available on the YouTube. And we should do our thank yous, Mike.
Yes, absolutely.
So we'll say thanks to Stacy Sanders, our VIP tonight.
Yeah, absolutely.
Tonight, our VIPs, Stacy, you get this. It's a village in Belarus. You get to
It gets better every week.
You get to imagine owning the whole village.
Yes, you don't have to stay there. You have this. You know, you've heard of Schitt's Creek. This is Shit Creek.
Well, I wrote this down, so it's Strachitsky. So it sounds almost like Schitt's Creek. So congratulations, you're now the proud owner.
So excited.
Yep.
Of your very own Strachitsky.
Not to mention,
we got you this. Just $500.
Nice.
It's not real. It's just an imaginary $500. But you got it. So anytime you're thinking like, I wish I had some money, you got this right here.
That's what the president
what I
told
could
us
get.
when everybody asked him about how rich he is.
And Chef Scapone sent you this. He knows how you like pancakes at breakfast for dinner sometimes.
Mhm.
Pancakes.
True
with
story.
Caramel pecan sauce on top.
Oh my God.
And
What about the general admission people? What do they get?
Mike, we don't leave them alone. They get high quality gifts as well. If it's time to order a drink, the wait staff is around. They'll pour anything you got. Today, our general admission audience members, you get biscuits and gravy.
Yum.
Right? I thought,
Yeah.
why not? It's a trucker episode. We can't take you to a diner, but we can get you some biscuits and gravy. So,
Yeah. And a coin that you can do magic tricks with.
yeah, we got you that one. I'm not even sure if it's a euro.
That's a Bitcoin.
Is it a Bitcoin?
It's a Bitcoin.
It's a Bitcoin.
Coin.
Got it in my pocket.
Bitcoins exist in your mind, man.
Right.
Meanwhile, this is the first time the people sitting in the balcony got a better gift than the VIP customer.
I thought that was going to happen today. It can't be amazing all the time. Sometimes.
No, it was amazing. I like that. They got the whole village, though. That's the thing. So you can make of it what you want because you got the whole village.
Right. I forgot about the village. Mike, we should thank very much Stacy Sanders and bring her about. I'm gonna try and figure out how to get Stacy on the screen. I don't know who just blew their nose, but thank you for that. That always makes sense.
Sorry, it was my door slamming. I'm gonna put it on mute.
No, okay, that's okay.
No, if you could blow your snot directly into the microphone, that way everyone can catch the COVID, and we'll be like the Trump. It'll be like we're ready.
Hey, I guess because we all could tell with our ears that had happened, that we all have herd immunity now.
Stacey, Supreme Court justice while we're all sneezing on each other. That would seem appropriate, or perhaps. Do you have a moment to chat about the upcoming charity events, the birthday party, celebrate, the youth workshop? Take her away, Stacey Sanders, everybody from Elevating Connection.
Woo!
Thank you, Chuck. As a matter of fact, I do have some time because, you know, I booked this hour out, so for you. So, you know what we do? We reunite siblings separated in foster care. We raise youth voice. Next weekend, we have an incredible, it's going to be our first youth retreat where we're taking them up to our camp for the day. They're going to have workshops. Chuck is going to be there to help out with the comedy piece, and we're going to give them a day in the mountains. The following week is our annual fundraising event, and in the order of the day, we have pivoted from a live in-person event to a live virtual event. Not only is it produced by Chuck Roy, but it is emceed by Chuck Roy. So he will be there helping out and helping us celebrate our 5th birthday, and which is no small deal. So we're celebrating 5 years. I'm still the unpaid volunteer executive director of this organization. I have another full-time job while I'm running this. And so my whole crew are volunteers. And we spent the last 5 years reuniting siblings separated in foster care. And as we speak, I'm working on expanding that programming. And we will find funding so I can serve more kids. But what we're also doing at the end of the month is we have a very busy fall. It's very ambitious. We are hosting a Halloween/birthday party for our kids. So here's the deal. Normally at summer camp, we have a birthday party as one of our night events for the kids, but we couldn't do that because COVID. It is a thing in foster care that when the kids are separated, they often don't spend their birthdays together. And so I just want you to think about that for a minute. The things we take for granted as we were growing up with our siblings are the things that my kids, the kids I serve, don't have the opportunity to experience. And I will also say that in the time of the pandemic, they've been more separated and it's been harder to get them together. So the fact that we were actually able to have a summer camp for 21 siblings was no small deal. So we're going to have an outdoor Halloween birthday party extravaganza in October. And we have more coming up after that. But I have to say, I would be remiss if I didn't say that a lot of this is happening, a great deal of this is happening because of our partnership with Chuck Roy and Colorado Comedy Shows. Opportunity, yeah. That 10% booking fee and the donations that come from that is not a small deal. It helps us put on these connecting events, and it helps us connect youth to each other and to the internet and to us. So please know that if you're out there in YouTube land and listening and you want to book a really entertaining show for your crew, your work, you're also supporting our organization and kids that deserve only the best. So thank you.
Oh, you're wicked welcome. I put Elevating Connections. There's elevatingconnections.org. This works. People go direct to Stacey's website and donate. If that's how you're motivated, whatever it takes to get the kids connected to their siblings. It's important to us, and we're so glad you took a moment, Stacey. Thank you so much. Look, week to week, we have the gang from Dear Comics at the Bar performing here. Stephen Young is the host of Dear Comics at the Bar, and a good friend and a family man who was like, hey, Bear, tonight anyway, I could hang with the family. And I was like, well, we have Emily Cornelius on the show, and she's always on Dear Comics at the Bar, and she's so wicked funny. So let's have Emily Cornelius on the show. And
well, girl, come on now.
Hi, can everybody hear me? Great, I haven't muted myself. Phenomenal. I'm so thankful that you all have already kind of set the stage for a show that really goes along with the set that I've prepared today. You see, my set is white trash, generally themed. And I don't know if it's a Venn diagram of truckers, white people, white trash in the middle, but there definitely is some connection there. Lisa, I also did want to let you know, as a fellow person with anxiety, I also like to give my therapist something to do, and I listen to true crime podcasts. And there is one about the happy face killer, which sounds super fun and lighthearted, except for he was a truck driver who did kill people. So
Yeah.
again, my white trash themed set tonight is kind of gonna feel close to home for my boyfriend specifically, because I did make us a white trash themed dinner tonight. And by that I mean we did have hot dogs with grilled cheese as the bun.
Ooh, that's extra.
I am drinking a Natty Light. I am wearing a Britney Spears t-shirt and fuzzy pants. As my boyfriend said, I look like somebody who's had a fight in a McDonald's parking lot. I do want to let you know that tonight's dinner theme was ironic. It's not the only thing I know how to cook. It just is the only thing I know how to cook well. But maybe this white trash thing isn't a joke. Maybe it started in childhood. Maybe it was my dad's 1985 pickup truck that lived in the yard, that only played AM radio station 1140 and the theme song to Sanford and Son. It was on a tape that was stuck in the and yeah, the truck did break down anytime my mom drove it. And yeah, a mechanic actually did say that. Speaking of mechanics, I want to talk about my white trash town that I come from, Mechanicsville, Virginia. Not a joke, that's real. Or as if you're from there, maybe you'll say Mechanicsville, because we need to tell people apparently. Yeah, so my hometown not only invented teen pregnancy, but also mullets. To kind of give you a picture, my my high school drama, at Lee Davis High School, you know, named after Robert E. Lee and Jefferson Davis, two of the greats, just a couple of heroes. The drama at my high school was an axe attack at the Tractor Supply across the street. Not a joke. Very exciting though. I did feel small town famous when the guy who did the axe attack added me on Facebook the other day. Very excited to see he's out of prison. So, you know, my high school experience probably wasn't the norm. Growing up in a small southern town, Lee Davis, like I said, named after Robert E. Lee and Jefferson Davis too. Ultimately losing Confederate leaders. So what better to do than name a high school after them? And you know what? You know what would make sense as the mascot for that high school? The Confederate. Wow. Wow, yeah. Just nobody will question it. And that's true. Very few people did question it until they got sued. But even more than that, every sports team has a name for its fans, a name for its student section. And our fans, the fans of the Confederates, were the Crazies. Yeah, don't question it. Sounds normal. Great. Good choice. The student section where the Crazies, fans of the Confederates, sat was the Asylum. Again, no questions. Just get excited, paint your face, and get there. It's not offensive until you think about it, but they don't teach that there. I kind of want to shift a little bit from the current Civil War and talk about the Civil War that's going to be happening in the future. I've been hearing that is a thing we will be having. And if that's true, which I really hope in the bottom of my heart it's not, I just don't have the energy or the outfits for a war. It just seems like I'd need more pockets. But if we are going to have a civil war, that means that Donald Trump is Abraham Lincoln. And I am going to have to move to Washington, D.C. to become an actor. But to go along with that metaphor, Donald Trump would have to like theater. And history has shown us that he is not the type to go to plays. He's way more into strip clubs. So I'm also considering becoming a dancer with a concealed carry. Everybody's been talking about it. Our dear old friend, President Trump, recently caught the Rona. And when this was found out, they transported him to Walter Reed Hospital, which is in the Washington, D.C. area. It's a very good military hospital. My mom was born there, and very hopefully Donald Trump will die there. But a life begun, a life ends. Woo! So Rosh Hashanah, whatever. And so they transported Donald Trump from the White House to Walter Reed 8 miles away, but they flew him there. They just put all that dead earth matter into a plane and flew him there. And I didn't know that the Flight for Life was pro-life, but I get it now. What I am excited for, this whole quarantine, staying at home has given me a chance to work on my fantasy first responder team. And although I'm still kind of figuring out how the point system works, I'm not quite sure if the doctors get points for saving people's lives or letting the bad people go. Either way, Walter Reed is my defense, the Walter Reed medical team. And I also do have Dr. Doolittle as my kicker, because I feel like if I can't talk to robots in the end times, I at least want to be able to talk to animals. I want to kind of finish up my white trash themed situation here with some trash jokes, and by that I mean really bad jokes. What if I did comedy in sequence and really, really excited like this? Then I'd be joke Siwa. That joke is for the 12-year-olds in the audience. But it's fine. At least I'm not a Nazi sympathizer. Joke rabbit. Oh, geez. It's okay. At least I don't tell like kids street jokes, joke mama. I'm gonna stop now before I joke.
Right.
Thank you for pitying me.
Man.
with
Well,
the-
clearly that t-shirt is toxic.
but we're all stronger than yesterday.
Absolutely, you certainly are. Oops, you did
Take it
again.
away.
Yeah, and
Take it
meanwhile,
away.
They had to name your town after Mechanicsburg because that was the guy who had a job.
Mm-hmm.
That's why you don't live in Methville next door. Anyway,
Speaking of jobs to do, Mike, we've got a
we've
headline.
got one. We've got a guy with a job
Yeah, we've
who
got
also is going to do a job on this audience. Am I right or am I right?
big finale. Don't forget, we also have our sing-along later after the show. So, but
Yep.
we have a heck of a headliner tonight. Please welcome Craig Abramson,
Hey,
ladies and gentlemen.
Craig Abramson, come on.
All right. How's it going, you guys? Hey,
Doing good.
it's great to be here. Coming up on day 200, tethered to this laptop. I did the math earlier. Happy 10-4. I was going to write a bunch of trucker jokes, but then the president got COVID and I couldn't resist. So the big news is that Trump got COVID, right? And he's doing his best to convince us all that he's doing okay. But he posted a video yesterday, and I got to say, he looked a little bit pasty. Probably a side effect of the bleach. So, I don't know why they don't just declare war on the virus. I mean, we have a war on poverty, we got a war on drugs, a war on terror. I mean, if we declare war on the virus, then we could spend tons of money on it, which we need to do. But more important, we'd have an excuse for losing. But thank goodness Trump got the COVID. I mean, not thank goodness, that he got sick, but like the last 2 weeks, it's been total whiplash, right? The Supreme Court nomination, taxes got released. There was a debate clusterfuck, white supremacist, the election. At least now we can all focus on one story for like more than one day. I mean, his lungs are being destroyed by the virus, but at least the rest of us, we get to catch our breath. These are awful. I'm sorry. So after the debate last week, the president held a fundraiser, and there's some speculation that the president was already infected at that point. And they said all the attendees at the fundraiser were tested on the way in. Seems like they probably should have tested them on the way out. Let's see. I'm going to skip that one. So, we're me and Mrs. Abramson, we're kind of weathering the whole pandemic. We got a puppy right when this whole thing started. A little pandemic puppy, honest to God. And a friend of mine asked, is that his name? Is that what you're going to call him? Pandemic puppy? And I'm like, seriously, that's like the stupidest thing I ever heard. So his name's ApocaLips. And he's a little Chihuahua. And we got him in March, and he was a puppy. He may be a dog now. I have no way to know. He's like this big, still loud and yappy. So, pandemic. I'm starting to understand why even before the pandemic, all the bookstores were closing. We're like, 6 months into this thing? I have yet for someone to come up to me and go, oh my God, I just read a great book. But 10 years ago, they wanted to burn all the Harry Potter books. If that happened today, people would be like, wait, what? Harry Potter was a book? Geez. And, I know a lot of people are struggling with all the businesses being closed, people losing their jobs, getting furloughed. Like you were saying, I'm one of the lucky ones. My company stayed open. I get to keep going to a job I hate every day, but I get to do it in the privacy of my own home.
Sweet.
Yeah. I am keeping my job. I work in tech. My official title is Senior Marketing Analyst. That is relatively recent. I used to be a middle-aged marketing analyst. Senior marketing analyst, just like a middle-aged marketing analyst. We just like softer food and a little nap in the afternoon. So I got to tell you, I don't really like my job anymore, but I look at new jobs online and they all have words like fast-paced and multitask. And I hate to sound like the old guy, but I want a job where I could do like one thing and I want to do it at a leisurely pace. Maybe when the pandemic's done, I can get a job at the DMV. So the older you get, the more stuff you accumulate. My wife and I were starting to try and downsize, trying to sell the house. And we were talking to a buyer and we told him we got a new sewer line put in. And it was being kind of a jerk. He's like, oh, well, do you have a video of the new sewer line? Turns out, no, I don't have that. So I gave him the DVD of my last colonoscopy. So I don't know if you guys heard of the Space Force. That's an actual thing. It's a new branch of the armed services. It's a real thing. They just came out with the Space Force uniforms, and they're camouflage, and that makes absolutely no sense. If you're in the Space Force and you suddenly find yourself stranded in the desert or a jungle, don't you kind of want to be found? And besides, if like you're in the Space Force and you're battling aliens and they have the technology to fly halfway across the galaxy to rape our women and steal our resources, don't you think they're going to be able to figure out camouflage?
Yes.
I don't know. And like the armed services, they wear camouflage, and the rest of the armed services, in addition to Space Force, they all wear camouflage, and it sort of makes sense sometimes, but I don't always get it. Like the National Guard, what is the point of wearing camouflage when you're there trying to rescue some poor little kid from Mississippi from a flood? Billy, grab my hand. Who said that? So let's see what else. I've been married over 30 years. I've been married to the same woman for over 30 years. We still like each other. Totally blows me away. I mean, never before have I made such a good decision with such bad data. When we first got together, she would say things like, "Was it good for you?" Now she says things like, "All right, just lay still. I'll go find your inhaler." And 30 years is a long time. You know, some things do change. We first got together. She was my friend with benefits. She still is, except now the benefits are healthcare and a 401k. Yeah, a lot of things changed. Computer dating was different back then. We computer dated when we first got together. But here's how it was back then. I'd pick her up, we'd get dinner, then we go back to my place and play Donkey Kong on the Commodore 64. So I have kids. I have two daughters. They went through the teen years. We all survived. It was touch and go there, but we did okay. And you know, they say you should be your kids' parents first and then their friend. And personally, I don't think you should do either, because really, you don't want to get too attached.
Jesus.
That's awful. Sorry, I don't even know if she's on YouTube listening. If she is, I'm sorry. That was a joke.
Aw.
She's a sweetie. I do have two girls. Raising daughters is weird. Like growing up, they had all kinds of product. I remember I was in my daughter's bathroom once, and she had this stuff called Rejuvenating Face Cleanser. What marketing campaign can possibly convince a 15-year-old girl she needs rejuvenating face cleanser? Do you long for the skin of a 9-year-old?
I do.
Are we
Not
taping
me.
this? Oh, yeah. Oh, Lord. So my one of my daughters, she lives in New York. I'm here in Denver. She came out recently to Denver to tell us she's gay.
Hey.
And I probably could have skipped the middle part of that. But the key is, you know, she told us she's gay. Doesn't really matter where. I'm just glad that she felt like she could tell us. But it was very new and unexpected. Brings up a lot of questions. Like, how does it, am I paying for half a wedding? Now my wife and I had no idea growing up, totally clueless. And we really shouldn't have been. There was all kinds of signs, like in high school. She did an awful lot of art and she drew an awful lot of nude women, a really crazy number of nude women drawings. And they were just coming home day after day. And we just thought she had a deep appreciation for the female body. That is the understatement of my entire parenting career. That's like a young Tiger Woods dad going, I don't know. He seems to like golf. So one of the reasons she came out, aside from just to tell us, because she's a cool kid and we're great parents, earlier joke notwithstanding, you know, one of the reasons she came out is that she's actually in a pretty serious relationship with a young Taiwanese girl, roughly her age, sweetest young woman. So my daughter met her Taiwanese girlfriend's mom a few weeks back, and it turns out this sweet young Taiwanese woman's Taiwanese mom does not like my incredibly white daughter. My daughter told us, and that doesn't make any sense because my daughter is great. And we're like, is it because you're a white girl? And she takes a second and she's like, I think it's less about the white and more about the girl. So I guess that means I'm paying for a whole wedding. All right, that's gonna do it for me. Thanks a lot, you guys.
Yeah.
Craig.
Hey, see, hey, you kids that are just starting out, end with a callback. It's money in the bank.
Right? Classic. Well done, sir. Well done. We appreciate you. Nice job. Mike, we have a little. That was a pretty good show, Mike. Right?
Well, you know.
We ran a little long, so sorry if we held up your plans, everybody. But a giant show. Let's give a nice round of applause to all the comedians I saw.
Woo!
Right? It was like 7,000 of them. We put them all in one truck and got them here to you. So we'll get you located outside. You know, there's a lot of ladies here, so if you need to be walked to your car, we'll take you there. You know, be careful as you exit the ApocaLips. We do a sing-along momentarily. So there's one more sing along. Mike doesn't know the tune or the words, but he has to lead us all in a sing along. Be careful, the neighborhood outside gone down just a little bit. So right. Just this.
Make sure you say hello to Emily when you walk by.
Right. I'm an old school Boston comedian, and just around the corner from the legendary comedy clubs was the Combat Zone. And it looked an awful lot like this. And at 2 a.m., walking people back to their car after shows, it sort of takes me back to my early days. Oh, look, my ride's here. So we're gonna skedaddle. It's been fun, and normally YouTubers, we don't let you hang out. Once you see the guy in gold, we turn the YouTube off. But today we'll let you sing along with us. Sing loud, YouTube. It's really hard to hear you. So here's how this works. You might have remembered from the start of the show. You follow the bouncing golden globe. Mike doesn't know the words or the tune, but he leads us in song. So follow the bouncing golden globe and Mike.
Thank you.
Thank you, audience.
You're
You're the
bestiest.
bestiest.
We're
We're
the
the
luckiest.
luckiest.
And
stay
Stacy
is cool.
Thanks
Thanks again, audience.
It's
Time
time
to get
going.
going.
Don't
Overstay
your
welcome.
Shadoo-ba-la-la. Big 10.
What is it? Going to be 10 all night, or are you moving it to 4?
10.
1 Adam 12.